The domestic duck moves through the world with a quiet familiarity, its presence so woven into human landscapes that it is often overlooked, mistaken for something simple, ordinary, or fully understood. Yet beneath its calm paddling on still water and its steady steps across muddy ground lies a long and complex story, one shaped by evolution, geography, and a deep, enduring relationship with human civilization. The domestic duck is not merely a farm animal or a source of food. It is a living archive of adaptation, resilience, and coexistence, carrying within its body and behavior the marks of thousands of years spent alongside people. Long before villages formed permanent roots near rivers and wetlands, wild ancestors of today's domestic ducks thrived in marshes, lakes, and slow-moving waterways across large parts of the northern hemisphere. The mallard, widely recognized as the primary ancestor of most domestic duck breeds, was an animal perfectly adapted to a life between water and land. Its body balanced buoyancy and mobility, its feathers structured to repel water while retaining warmth, and its instincts finely tuned to seasonal rhythms. When humans began to settle, cultivate land, and manage water sources, they unknowingly entered into a quiet partnership with these birds. Ducks found safety, consistent food, and protection from predators, while humans gained a reliable source of meat, eggs, feathers, and later companionship. Domestication did not happen suddenly. It unfolded gradually, generation by generation, as the calmest and most adaptable individuals stayed closer to human settlements. Over time, selective breeding shaped ducks into forms more suited to human needs. Bodies grew heavier, flight muscles weakened, and behaviors shifted from wary independence toward tolerance and social familiarity. Yet despite these changes, the domestic duck never lost its fundamental connection to water, nor the instincts inherited from its wild ancestors. Even today, a domestic duck released near a pond will instinctively swim, forage, and communicate in ways that echo a distant, untamed past. Physically, the domestic duck is a masterclass in functional design. Its broad, flat bill is not merely a feeding tool but a highly sensitive instrument capable of detecting texture, pressure, and movement in water and mud. Tiny sensory receptors allow ducks to locate food without relying on sight, an ability that serves them well in murky wetlands. Their webbed feet act as efficient paddles, pushing against water with minimal effort while remaining stable enough for walking on land. The placement of their legs toward the rear of the body gives them a characteristic waddle, but also enhances swimming power and balance. Feathers are among the duck's most remarkable adaptations. Each feather is coated with oils produced by a gland near the tail, carefully spread during grooming. This waterproofing system allows ducks to remain dry and insulated even while floating in cold water. Beneath the outer feathers lies a dense layer of down, trapping air and providing thermal regulation. This natural insulation is so effective that ducks can survive in climates ranging from temperate farmlands to colder northern regions, adjusting behavior rather than physiology to seasonal extremes. Behaviorally, domestic ducks reveal a quiet intelligence often underestimated by casual observers. They are capable of recognizing individuals, remembering locations, and learning routines. On farms, ducks quickly learn feeding schedules and human cues, approaching familiar caretakers while avoiding strangers. Socially, they form loose but stable group structures, communicating through a wide range of vocalizations and body movements. These sounds are not random. Each call serves a purpose, from maintaining group cohesion to signaling alarm or expressing mild distress. Unlike many birds that rely heavily on flight for survival, domestic ducks have adapted to a more grounded existence. While some breeds retain the ability to fly short distances, most are content to walk and swim, conserving energy and reducing risk. This shift has influenced their psychology, making them less reactive and more observant. A duck spends much of its day in calm, repetitive behaviors such as dabbling, preening, and resting, activities that reflect both instinct and learned safety within managed environments. Diet plays a central role in the duck's interaction with its surroundings. Naturally omnivorous, ducks consume a varied mix of aquatic plants, insects, small invertebrates, seeds, and grains. In agricultural settings, this adaptability becomes an advantage. Ducks forage efficiently, often controlling insect populations and contributing to pest management in rice fields and gardens. Their feeding habits are gentle compared to other livestock, rarely damaging root systems or compacting soil, which has made them valuable partners in traditional farming systems across Asia and Europe. Reproduction in domestic ducks follows rhythms shaped by both biology and human management. Females typically lay eggs in cycles, influenced by daylight length, nutrition, and environmental stability. Duck eggs, larger and richer than chicken eggs, reflect the species' evolutionary emphasis on producing well-developed offspring capable of early independence. Ducklings hatch with open eyes, down-covered bodies, and an instinctual ability to follow, forage, and swim within hours. This early competence is a survival strategy inherited from wild ancestors, where vulnerability demanded rapid adaptation. The role of the domestic duck within ecosystems is subtle but meaningful. Even in managed environments, ducks influence nutrient cycles through the droppings, which enrich soil and water with organic matter. In wetlands and ponds, their movement stirs sediment, aiding in the distribution of nutrients and supporting plant growth. Where ducks coexist with natural habitats, they become part of a larger ecological network, interacting with plants, insects, amphibians, and microorganisms in ways that extend beyond human intention. Human interaction with ducks has shaped culture as much as biology. Across civilizations, ducks appear in art, folklore, cuisine, and symbolism. In some cultures, they represent fidelity and harmony, while in others they signify abundance and rural stability. Their calm demeanor and predictable behavior have made them symbols of pastoral life, evoking images of balance between humanity and nature. Unlike animals associated with power or speed, ducks embody patience, routine, and quiet persistence. Yet domestication also brings vulnerability. Removed from the protective instincts and mobility of wildlife, domestic ducks rely heavily on human care. Predators such as foxes, raccoons, birds of prey, and stray dogs pose constant threats. Disease, habitat degradation, and poor management can quickly destabilize duck populations. In industrial systems, welfare concerns arise when natural behaviors are restricted or environments become overcrowded. These challenges highlight an important truth: domestication is not dominance, but responsibility. Conservation discussions often focus on wild species, but domestic animals carry genetic and cultural heritage worth preserving. Traditional duck breeds, adapted to specific regions and farming methods, are disappearing under pressure from industrial standardization. Each lost breed represents a narrowing of genetic diversity and a fading of historical knowledge. Protecting these breeds is not only about agriculture, but about maintaining a living connection to humanity's shared past. The domestic duck matters because it exists at the intersection of nature and civilization. It reminds us that survival is not always about strength or speed, but about adaptability and cooperation. Ducks did not conquer landscapes, they settled into them, shaping and being shaped in return. Their story is one of quiet success, written not in dramatic battles but in daily routines repeated across centuries. As the duck glides across still water, leaving only gentle ripples behind, it reflects a broader lesson. Progress does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes, it moves slowly, steadily, almost unnoticed, carried forward by creatures willing to adapt without losing themselves entirely. In the domestic duck, we see a mirror of humanity's own journey, imperfect, intertwined with nature, and defined not by separation, but by coexistence.